Now shifting focus to yet another development. And in fact, the External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar has hit out at the Canadian government for shielding anti-India elements. He says that Canada's vote bank is more powerful than its rule of law. He further said that the Canadian government is giving leeway to Khalistani separatist elements, suggesting that its priority of vote banks over the rule of law is sending out a very troubling message. Abhishek Jha is joining us. Abhishek, not the first time, but there has been a sense of concern and I would say a little bit of anger as far as the Indian government goes on what they called the little soft touch which the Canadian government is showing vis-a-vis the Khalistan supporters.
Well, of course, and especially interestingly, this last 10 years of Canadian government has been very brazen in terms of protecting Sikh, Khalistani activists and anti-India activists there, and not paying heed to what Indian government has been trying to tell them, that these are the national security threat for India, and they're also kind of going to become a problem for the domestic law and order situation in Canada as well. Now both are proving now right, because the continuous emanating threat from the Canadian soil is harping the two the bilateral relation of the two nations, and also the domestic issue has become a problem because we have seen multiple issues of arsoning, drug racket, arms racket, gun violence happening in Canada. So in that context, Jaishankar tried to underline the fact that Canadian government has not been, paying enough attention to India's warning, and they have been saying that in the name of freedom of speech, such protests or such groups cannot be stopped. But at the same time, they are not understanding that these groups are not just a democratic rights protest; they are a national security threat. They have connection with the violence, and they have history of terrorism, especially in the land of Canada as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Abhishek, for getting us those details. India on multiple platforms has raised this concern, which also had led to a kind of a strained relation between India as well as its counterpart in Canada, Justin Trudeau. That is, of course, going to be a big focus that we are going to be talking about. News continues over here on CNN News 18.